Oh, there we go. Okay. I am calling us to order, and I'm going to call for the invocation and the pledge. If everybody would please stand. Everybody would now bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, help us to remember temperance this morning. Help us to remember that we are here to do the good that we were elected to do, to serve the people of Nueces County. We know we do not do it alone, Father. We know that we ask for your guidance, for not only the wisdom to do what's right, but to remember that there is a compassionate aspect in being a public servant. We ask that you protect all those who are in harm's way for the sake of others. We ask that you put your loving arms upon the sick and their families today. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I
Pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay. I certify that all commissioners and myself are present, and therefore we do have a quorum. The date is August 23rd, 2019, third floor, Nueces County Courthouse. It is 9:30, and this is a hearing and a public hearing and a budget workshop, and it was posted, and I'll ask for any public comment at this time. I don't see anybody that might want to create public comment, but you want to triple check no one signed in? It might be in the hallway just for the sake of housekeeping, since we got a late start. Yes? Okay, hearing no public comment, I'll go on and proceed to the public hearing on the proposed tax increase. At this time, we are considering as a court a proposal to increase the total tax revenues from properties in the tax roll in the preceding year by 6.29% for Nueces County. And I think maybe I'll just start off and then let Dale kind of take us through, just kind of as a recap, what's been happening in the last few days since we met is a real, I think, Herculean effort. And I want to acknowledge all staff who participated, all commissioners' court offices and the commissioners, the auditor's office in particular, court administration office. I don't know how you guys done it before, but I like it this way, where we get in a room and everybody has an equal footing. I might be the judge, but all of you have put in a tremendous amount of your life here, and you understand and know the challenges and the opportunities that exist. But during budget, you truly understand the challenges. And so I just want to say that what you're about to hear this morning is not a result of any quick thinking. It's a result of tons of hours put in order to try to allow me to guide us this morning in this public hearing to take what I heard and to try and see if you can find consensus. I want to just deviate for a second and talk about consensus. I find it very interesting and unusual that Nueces County in the last 7 months has been able to do something that very few counties do in a divided court politically, and that is come together for the greater good. There's a psalm that I saw just yesterday or Wednesday when I dropped off Jackie, and I thought psalm was right by her room, and it must have been for me, and it said something about how God's chosen people are those that come together for the sake of unity. There is no doubt in my mind that if we can find a unified result today, that would be an amazing feat and an amazing victory for the citizens of Nueces County. So, with that, Dale, when we, as they say, on the last episode of your budget, we were discussing the proposed budget that you had put forth with a certain tax rate of, and let's talk combines right now, let's not talk individual INS, road, and, okay, just for the purposes of the conversation. Your tax rate was, would you please remind the court?
Well, Your Honor, first we have to do this public hearing at the proposed rate of .313088 before we can discuss anything lower than that. Because we have a public hearing to discuss the public hearing based on what your proposed rate of .313088.
Okay,
And then can we just ask you as a question, what
Yeah.
was yours?
can we just, I'm just trying to write it down, that's all.
I don't have it
Okay, that's fine, I'll find it right here. It's,
And Judge, just for propriety's sake, because I think this is the way y'all have done it in the past, y'all go ahead and recess y'all's meeting to go into your public hearing, and then you'll have your hearing, and then you go ahead and close the public hearing and reconvene your meeting.
okay, but so you need me to close it?
Right, just to go into recess so that you can start your public hearing.
Okay, but we did open the public hearing already.
But if you can just close your meeting so that we can be officially in your.
Oh, I see, you want me to, okay,
Well,
all right.
Recess it.
Okay, so we're gonna go recess for at 9:34. And now I'm gonna reopen,
Open the public hearing then, Belinda?
Yes.
Okay, motion to open the public hearing?
okay, I'm confused because I thought we'd already done the open hearing, but you're saying that after the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, we need to close that meeting?
You just recess your meeting.
Okay. Well, doesn't a public hearing get an invocation and a pledge? No?
No, it's good.
Okay, well, all right. Well,
We've already done it.
okay, it doesn't matter. The public hearing is now open. So let's just keep that. I would think that the invocation and the pledge goes with it, but public hearing's open, so let's go. Let me tell you what, I wanted, Dale, is to, before we get into all the details, let's just talk the tax rate numbers, because that's what we're here to accomplish today. And so I want to make sure people have their notes and they're writing down the right numbers. They're very similar. We don't want to have any mistakes.
That's very true, but if I follow and I'll have to work with the attorney here, the way the public hearing is for what was proposed several commission court ago of .313088, so I don't believe it would be right to go anything other than that discussion. Am I correct?
Well, no, because I think if you have a public hearing, you're debating whether or not you're going to.
But the public hearing is what
Well, there's no public
this is
here.
when we go to the workshop. We're in an official public hearing of what the proposed rate was.
Well, then I guess what do we do? There's nobody here from the public. Can we close the public hearing and go back to our meeting, or what?
I think there needs to be discussion as to what was posted in the paper and what's posted on your agenda, which is to do a proposal with a 6.29%. And y'all can go ahead and do your public hearing with what was published, and then y'all can go ahead and close it. And I do think y'all have a workshop noticed on your agenda for after that.
Yes.
But
And
it-
y'all can.
But in the
certainly
public
talk about
hearing,
that.
if the public comes and wants to say, let's just say that someone came and said, we don't like this rate, what's our alternatives? That would be part of a public hearing, is for us to have a discussion to say, okay, what was the alternative that Dale provided? I don't understand why that would be out of the bounds of anything. Dale does.
Okay, let me just ask you this. Can we close the public hearing? Because there's nothing to discuss.
I think Dale needs to do some presentation that's consistent with what was what
Just to
was
show the rates,
published.
and then we can show when the next hearing would be
Because we are-
for.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go through this very, very quickly. As we're talking about, this is the second required public hearing in accordance to the Property Tax Code 26. And the day is August 23rd, 2019. We're going to kind of go through this very quickly. What the budget has included in it for our proposed rates were to maintain the same tax rate as last year, which was .313088 per $100 valuation. That is a .014010 increase above the effective rate. Adopt the effective rate for the hospital district at .112421 per $100 valuation, and the combined rate for the proposed rate that was approved by court several commissioners court ago was .425509. We're going to continue to propose the over 65 homestead exemptions with a $62,500 property tax exemption for those that are over 65 and those that are disabled. That'll be also the same that we plan to do for the hospital district. Here's the threshold of the exemptions of what other entities provide. We went through these before, but again, our county is 20% with a $5,000 minimum and $62,500 for disabled and as well as over 65. Here's if we use the proposed rate on a average house value of $136,434 compared to last year's value of $132,966, there would be a $7.77 increase based on the 0.313088 rate that was adopted or was
Just
proposed.
leave that one up for a second. Go back there. I'm looking at the hospital district. -3, okay.
Here's a breakdown of how the funds are used for each of the taxing entities, make up how your percentage of the funds that are coming into the property. The impact of our future current year of a revenue cap of the House Senate Bill 2, which was next year, we'll have a rollback rate of 3.5% maximum. Also, the collective bargaining agreement has a negotiation portion where there will be pay increases over the next 4 years as required by the agreement that we signed just recently. The proposed rate and property tax will be voted on our August 28th, 2019 Commissioners Court meeting that's scheduled at 9 a.m. here in the Commissioners courtroom. And that is a public hearing.
And just because I like things in my hands, I know it's a pain, but would you mind very much asking, doesn't have to be right now, to get a hard copy? That'd be great. Or if Maggie's listening, if she can bring the hard copy too. This has been emailed to us. Either one. Okay? Are there any questions with regards to Dale's presentation? Nobody has any questions? Okay.
So the state rate cap is at 8%,
8% currently, yes.
and the next year will be 3.5.
Next year, it doesn't really mean a lot to many people, but they do change the terms of what they are. It will no longer be considered the effective rate. It'll be the no new tax rate, and the rollback rate will be considered the voter approved rate. Those are the terms that they will be using next year. And if you go over the 3.5%, it's a required election. There's no choice of having people come in. If you go above that rate, you're required to have an election.
So if we have to stay under 3.5 next year?
Yes.
You know, we can, really 3 is going to be our limit, really, right?
No, 3.4999999.
Well, actually, 3.5.
Right.
Anything above 3.5 would require an election, and there's no more that a taxpayer has to come and request it. If you go over that 3.5, you're required to do an election.
But there's exceptions. There's an exception if we get into an emergency situation, which is very important, and we lobbied very hard for that, so we're very grateful for that exception. And the biggest thing that we need to understand is that no new construction does not affect your effective rate, which is now going to be called the no new tax rate. So to the extent that everything that we advocate for, we want it to be a part of that. So when we get into TERS discussion on the island, that's going to be something that I really want to look at the agreement. I'm not familiar enough, but when you sort of realize your incremental value, do you get the credit at that of it being part of new?
No.
Okay, so that's going to hurt us.
Because the TERS property is already on our books as a value. We just reduce our tax based on a calculation on base year, but the values are there, so it's not considered new property. It's just now that you're increasing your base year from whatever it was, and I think ours was like 3-something million, or it's 300-something million, whatever it was. Now, if we go that up, that it will basically reduce our effective rate.
Do you remember, Dale, when that 20 years comes up? Is it 2020 or 2021 or?
23, isn't it?
I think it's 2022 or 2023. Yeah,
Can I just ask, are we still in public hearing, or are we supposed to go to workshop now? I'm confused.
No.
No, I'm just asking Belinda, I'm confused now. So are we still in public hearing?
My understanding, the hearing hasn't been closed, but if y'all want to just note for the record that there isn't any comments after you've called for them, then we can probably close the hearing and go into the workshop.
I'm just making sure. So we should probably be doing all this in the workshop, right? Okay, so then I would move that we close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
And just note for the record that there was nobody.
And for the record, there's, okay.
Sadly, there's nobody here to make a comment. I just,
Because we're doing such a good job, Judge.
They'll call you whenever you want.
well, I do want to close this and go into workshop. So having had a motion and second, all those in favor of closing the public hearing, due to the fact we've received the presentation and due to the secondary fact that nobody is here, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Okay.
I have one question, though.
Well, let me just open, okay, we're back now on the record in open workshop.
I have one, just real quick, so right now we're working on the 3.313088.
That's correct.
And we're talking about 5.5 above the effective tax rate.
Correct.
Okay, so next year we won't be able to do that.
Correct.
Okay. All right, I just wanna make sure. And then we're talking about 6,441,322, right?
That's the last one, yes.
And that's the one that you were recommending?
Mine was 1 cent above the effective rate, so it's a little bit less than that. But
But this is working off right now, right?
that was what was proposed by court, three commissioners court go, and according to the state law, for public hearing has to be what the proposed rate was. So that's why we're in the public hearing to discuss what was proposed at .3133088.
And technically, it's what it cannot be above.
Not gonna be higher than that.
It's not that it's the rate, it's that that is the ceiling.
Well, you could go higher than that, but then you're required to do 2 more public hearings, 2 more
That's
public
right.
notices, and all the stuff that we
Right.
start all over again.
Correct. Okay, so now let's kind of, can we get into now, let's get into the discussion of where we're headed from here. So your next hearing is on the 28th?
The next one is on 20th, yes. That'd be to actually present you with a proposed budget as well as the property tax rates for 2019, 2020. That will be on August 28th, 2019, at 9 o'clock here in the Commissioners courtroom. Tanya's already prepared the agenda for that particular meeting.
Okay, all right. Dale, we've done a lot of discussions back and forth, and I just want to kind of tell you where my head is at and where we have had a lot of opportunities to try and figure out how we could come to consensus. I want to tell you what I heard, and then I want to tell you what we did. And we actually, I think, Dale, you worked almost all night to try to come up with yet another option.
About 5 o'clock in the morning.
Till about 5 o'clock in the morning. You and I were up at the same exact time for different reasons, but burdened nonetheless. One of the things that I heard loud and clear is that there is a deep desire to have what I'm calling a living wage, what most people consider, a right wage for those people that are in the county, almost a third of our county employees who are earning less than $30,000 a year. We identified in the last workshop those by pay grade as a way to talk about them. They were 11 to 18. Sorry, to 17. 11 to 17. However, we've done multiple iterations that include 18 to 21. And of this morning, or late last night, we actually did another iteration that my team doesn't even know about, which included all the way to 28. Okay? Why did we do that? We did that because as we discussed a COLA, there were these two heavy costs that were burdening the county, and I was trying to figure out in a 3-year time frame how to get to 28. When we initiated the COLA, I think it originated because Commissioner Gonzalez said, look, I like your plan of 11 to 17, but I also need to make certain that I'm taking care of a very vulnerable population, which is 18 to 28. They're doing much better than 11 to 17. There's no doubt in anybody's mind, but there's something about 18 to 28 that isn't right either. my original thought was phase 2 would be second year. Once we started to understand how the COLA affects the pocketbook, we created a new iteration that included pay grades 18 to 21. We said, you know what? Let's tackle everybody from 11 to 21 this year. That means all the reclassifications go away, except for something that I don't want you to worry about right now, which is there's a part-time to full-time in 2 places. One is the administrator's offices, court administrator, Mary Lee. Another one is in the county clerk, okay? I want us to put those on a shelf right now. I want you to think now, all that reclassification dollars that was originally in there, I think it totals over 273,000, is now disappeared. So,
The one for Mary Lee is not a reclassification.
that's would
So the only one would be for the county clerks, yes.
Great, thank you. That's a good point. So the reclassifications go away, and, for the most part, and now we can look at 11 to 21. And the COLA, if you will, Commissioner Gonzalez, is built in. In other words, they wouldn't receive that because they've already gotten the major bump that includes the COLA, okay? And so then we decided to see how that affected the bottom line. Because my goal was take care of people and create as much reserve as we can while keeping the tax rate either steady or slightly lower. And what I heard gently, and by the way, I can count. This is not hard to figure out if I can have my budget go forward, okay? I heard the consensus, but that is not why we're here. We're here to figure out, is there a way that everybody feels that we've created a responsible government? I think that's what you said, Commissioner Modis. Is there any way that this could happen? So we went back to the board, so to speak, and we discovered that if we changed a few things, that we could go slightly below the tax rate, which would be lowering taxes this year than last year, and still achieve this 18 to 21, okay? But we still had the COLA in there. This was last night, about 6 o'clock. Overnight, it still seemed that we had too much money being expended in the COLA. And so there was a effort this morning by Dale to say, what if we took year 1 and year 2 and we said, it all comes together? And then we came into 18 to 28. That was Commissioner Chesney's idea. It does not get credited here. I was happy with my 2-year idea. But the reason he likes that is because fiscally, you can now apply the COLA, if you will, which is not a COLA anymore, right? It's like you've applied everybody that you really needed to take care of now. And now that COLA, that expenditure of $850,000 is disappeared. And now those funds can go back to the reserves. Now I'm meeting my goals. Now, here's the challenge. I wanted to make sure that rate, if you're making notes, and somebody help me here, Teresa, that rate that we came up with last night, that my total rate was what?
And you have that in your.
And I have that right here, 0.312592. So what do I want you to notice? Number one, that it's lower than that which we just had a public hearing for. In other words, it's lower than the rate that you had last year. It's this one. Does everybody have this in front of them or no?
They all should have.
0.312592.
And you copy of what you're talking.
And don't get married to that number just yet. Just hold it for a moment. That number has another option. And that option would be the option that was first presented to you, but it has to have certain parameters. That, Dale, would receive how much revenue?
6.3 million.
6.3 million,
4370.
okay?
It's well, actually 637,000.
right?
Yeah.
That's correct. Is that right? Yes, that's right. That's the sheet that you have, 6.370. So it barely moves the needle, but it moves it below that tax rate. That only contemplated the scenario I just described, 18 to 21. Now, if you go to the next scenario, which is 21 through 28, you've built in everything that we wanted to do with that COLA, to be honest with you,
And the reclass.
and the reclassification. And if you shake that all out, you can now achieve that with the rate of, give me a second.
That was the one, Dale, what was your original rate?
309125,
30 what?
9125.
But,
1259.
right, 0.309. And that gives us the 5.5 million, correct?
That's correct.
Except for that, it's more than 5.5, and because you're gonna get the reclassification money back, plus you had a COLA in there, and that needs to come back. My goal is, the revenue is 5.5, but the reserves will go up because in our budgetary allocation of that 5.5, originally, Dale, we had the reclassifications, plus we had a COLA of 1% across the board. So when you shake that out, all those funds would go back into my reserves.
How much was the COLA?
Maybe.
Okay, why? Tell me maybe.
If you look at the third page, you'll see at the very top where it says comparison summary, where you're increasing in parks and coastal parks as well as road fund.
No. We're not doing that one. She's not talking about that one. She's talking about something,
I know, that still adds to that, because I don't have the COLA in here at all. I've taken the COLA completely out. All this is doing her
no. I
11,
think she's
17,
saying,
18, 21.
I don't think she's take it out. She's saying reallocate it.
So did.
He did, I guess he's saying. He's got 0 now in here. Okay, look, the bottom line is what I think everybody wants to know is,
Just if we increase coastal parks, inland parks, and road fund a significant amount, and they get most of their funding from the general fund, I'll have to increase the general fund's transfer to those funds by a certain amount. What amount is, I don't know yet.
right, so so what I did to lower it to get to 0.312592, it really wasn't magic. It was just, I took from the road fund because I had pushed it to the max, that rollback rate, and now I brought it back to the effective rate. And then we shaved off a little bit of GNF, but nothing to sneeze at there.
But you're saying now, though, Judge, not
Right.
this one, she's not saying that anymore.
Say what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how we got there. But now, what I'm asking Dale is if we went to his rate, could we gain more revenue based on the fact that that original rate of 5.5 million, that's what the revenue brings in for that tax rate? But because we've considering doing 18 through 28 this year, your reclassifications go away. Can't we inherit that money?
Yeah, and I think, Dale, we're mixing two proposals here. I think you might be, like, the one that you worked on till 5 in.the.morning does what you just said. The new one takes that off the table and goes back to your original one from last week, or not the one that had original one, and she's just taking that and then reallocating.
Well, the one that I originally had last time didn't include 18 to 21. But now it does.
Right, but
New one you gave us.
And now I'll have to go 22 to 28.
Right, but your last one,
Yeah, I know, the last one included reclassification, included a 2% COLA, included increasing from 11 to 17 up by a certain percentage. So that was there, and the numbers are still kind of worked up, because it's last night working on this and trying to do this at the office when the network was down was impossible.
no, but I'm saying, I don't even think you've worked up this one yet. I don't think the one she's talking about now, you
Still,
had a
but it still
chance.
may increase our expenses for those three funds, and those three funds rely on the general fund.
Yeah, let me just be even more blunt about it. I liked my rate just fine, and I liked my 3-year plan. But that only did one thing. It kept the tax rate steady. I actually found a way to lower it ever so slightly and be okay. And now what I'm hearing is there might be a will to make 18 to 28 included this year if we lower it ever so slightly again, which gets back to your revenue model, okay? But the only way that I think that's good for everybody is if 18 to 28 stay in, and then Commissioner, I would want you to weigh in on this, but that is putting year one and year two all together. Where are we giving up? Well, you're giving up a little bit of tax rate, but guess what? You're gonna give it up next year anyway. So the question is can you make everybody good this year, 18 to 28? Because that's the only real compromise in my mind that's worth lowering that tax rate back to what Dale said. And Dale, the hard part for you is, did I lose too much reserves? I'm going to lose some because there's no way you can absorb 18 through 28 without some. But at the same time, you give up the reclass.
Judge, you talk about 11 to 28, and you talk about.
11, sorry, I keep saying that. It's just that 1838 was the new piece.
Yeah, right.
You're right, 11 through 28. Now you can say countywide, remember, we're 5% above the effective, 5.5. This is the year to handle as many people as you can handle, and that is the collective bargaining agreement plus these pay scales.
So,
That's up for we're throwing it back to you, Dale.
so let me ask you a question, Dale, to make sure I understand what she's saying and make sure I understand what you're saying, because I think we may be still, like, when we had the last discussion, the difference was what's the word I'm supposed to use, John? The reserves. I'm not being smarty. I'm really not. I'm really trying to.
And just so you know,
really
I
trying to-
know what a cushion feels like. These are goose feathers, maybe like 5 of them.
I get it. I'm really not trying to be funny or smarty. I'm just trying to ask a question. So to, like, the last time we had a discussion, we had everything in yours and everything in the judges. The difference was the building of more reserves.
Directly correct, yes.
Okay. So I think what the judge is saying is if we go back to that discussion, forget the road and bridge fund and all the other stuff that y'all been working on. I don't mean to discount it because I understand what that one is. I'm just making sure I understand what this one is. That we would basically take the limited reclassification and the COLA of 278 and 833. We would put that into a hypothetical pot, and we would take that, and I added it up, and it's 1.111,940,000. And we would take the other reserve, put it on the shelf for a minute, and then we would reclassify that money into A, to build reserve, and to B, to take care of 11 through 28 instead of just 11 through 17. And the possibility exists if we do those things, that we might then be able, because you haven't had run these numbers, and I get it, you might be able to then get back to the reduced rate that you had originally proposed.
That's a possibility, but I gotta put in take out the reclassifications, which is not a problem. I can do that. That's simple. Then go through the process of the COLA's been totally eliminated. So that right now the COLA is 0, so that has no effect on the numbers you're looking at now. But I can then go in and try to figure out what the level from 22 to 28 would be, because I gave you rough estimates of what those costs are for each particular group of these items. For the 11 through 17 was 1.1 million, 18 to 21 was 188,000. So yeah, I understand your point. And if we give away the cost of living increase, which is around like 800,000 or so, and we do the reclassification of $200,000, that gives me $1 million. But I need to then factor how the rest covers additional costs.
Sure.
And I need to see how they affect, because yes, we're talking about reserves going into the general fund, but we have to remember the general fund also helps fund the road fund, the law library fund, the airport fund, the inland parks, coastal
Right.
parks.
Got it.
So if those salaries increase above what they can fund, the general fund has to pay for it.
Right,
gotcha.
and
So
what we need to know is what the delta is, right? What are we lacking? Because remember, in order to do this, we take that, you kept your road fund fully funded to the rollback, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought only $100,000.
Right,
And
And
I,
we're spending $200,000
that's it.
salaries.
If Tony brought 400.
but you didn't, but that's if you go
The rollback.
But that's if we,
But if we use the rate that we're proposing now, it only brings in $20,000.
no.
I'm spending $200,000.
No, I'm not-
Just talking.
No, but I'm going, that's a new proposal
I know, but-
from the last meeting. I'm trying to go back from the last meeting. That's not where we were at the last meeting, okay? For my logic, we can do it, everybody can do it. I'm just saying, that was not on the table at the last meeting. That was just another great attempt by the judge to try to come up with a way to, lower the tax rate if possible. I'm saying if you take that off and put that on as a separate proposal, that wouldn't affect the second proposal she's putting forth, because she's not including those things. She's making two separate ones, I think. Right, Judge?
Yes.
Two separate ones to
Well,
consider.
yes, I mean, basically I'm causing a headache here for Dale, but here's the idea. The idea is that what I worked on yesterday, what we all worked on yesterday with Tyner and Teresa, is tackling up to 21, okay? And I thought in my mind that I had achieved that, but I have an opportunity. I want everybody on board. Let me just say that. I want everybody on board. You know why? Because we're everybody. We're the whole county. The county is our greatest asset. You know, I talk a lot about asset management, and I always think it's land, but it's not land. You know what it is? It's the 1,100 people that work here. They are our biggest asset, and if we really want our county to do these great things, we got to take care of them first. And then I promise you, you can hold them accountable. And the only thing that's kind of gotten tricky for me, Dale, is that little $1 million, I'll have a little fun, cushion, 6.4 to 5.5, I thought was what we needed in order to get to 21. But what I'm learning is that what's really a headache for us, to be honest with you, what's really preventing us from all this is that darn road fund. That road fund transfer is a killer. And that is what I thought we could maybe tweak, okay? So my question to you is that, yes, I understand my proposal. I could get to your proposal, but if your proposal does not take care of 18 to 28, it doesn't work for me. Because that's the only way I think it's worth it to the taxpayer on a complete. So they would get a lower tax rate, even lower than I shaved off yesterday. But the 18 to 28, 11 to 28s, hey, plus cadets would benefit.
And law enforcement. I mean, everybody.
Well, and that,
Thing for-
but,
No, no, I know,
but the only concern that Dale has, and we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, is where do we get these funds for the road fund? Because you don't have to go back. I already know you're short, big time. So we've got to be able to come up with a solution with that road fund. And then, Commissioner, we all have to agree that, and this is not necessarily that old popular, but you got to buy into my second-year plan again. Because now I'm taking care of year one and year two in year one. And we can still address the compensation study in year two for the professionals. And while there's no COLA per se that's built in here, you've taken care of them because I've learned this, it's built in to 18 to 28. And what are we doing for everybody else? Come and see me in my office because I'll share with you what this vision looks like, and you're going to get taken care of in year 2 and 3.
I agree that we should take care of everybody this year. You know, I agree with that. I didn't like the 3-year plan to begin with, but no offense, but.
That's all right, none taken around here.
But the 2-year plan might have been okay, you know, but I thought if we're gonna be in a bind next year more than what we are this year, I said, we gotta do what we gotta do
This
this
year.
year, you know, and take care of it, you know, I mean, it's gonna be, I know it's gonna be tough, and I know we're trying to stay underneath the effective tax rate, but. I
No,
mean,
not the effective,
the
the proposed, the
proposed rate,
proposed.
yes, right.
Blown way past the effective.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, but in the long run, if we have to, go up there a little bit, we're gonna have to go up there a little bit. I mean, that's the bottom line. We're doing all this, we're struggling all this because
We didn't take
some of
care
them
of it
wanna say,
before.
I don't wanna raise taxes. You know, and if you're doing a 1 cent, I mean, that's not nothing, you know, I mean, we don't wanna give everybody everything either, and then we're gonna be in a bind where we actually can't draw from our reserves, because now we're tight. I mean, and if, say something happens next year, we draw, now we're gonna be below 22. So I think we have to really look, I mean, it's nice to say I'm not gonna vote for taxes, but I'm saying at one point, we need to take care of what you said, the employees, the citizens, and if it's a 1 cent rate of tax, then it's a 1 cent tax. I don't know, I mean, I make promises too, but I never make those kind of promises.
But it's
because I
still
can't-
lower than the 1 cent is still lower than last year. And that's what's interesting about Dale's rate. I didn't think I could get done with Dale's rate. That's why I went to the proposed rate. If we can get it done, Dale, you're gonna see me advocate for that. But I hear you that this road fund is an issue, but I would like to say, what can we work after this workshop to see where we could find extra funds for that road fund, if that's really what's holding up this ability?
I got
Well, let me
Yeah,
offer
ask you
something.
One question, though, on the road fund, are we giving Coastal Parks road fund money?
No, Coastal Park never gets road fund money.
Well, I mean, they get it from somewhere else, I'm
You get
sure.
it from the general fund.
The general.
Just like inland
But I'm
parks.
saying, I'm just saying if you can, on the one, they got 1 million, right? Or 1,102,000? From there, I mean, can we just say half of that's gonna go to the road fund?
No.
No?
Inland Parks is 100% funded by the general fund. If you
100%?
increase in
I thought
parks,
we-
you
I
have to
thought we were
increase the
going-
transfer to the general
I thought
fund.
we were going back this year.
Pardon?
Inland
I
parks?
thought we were going back to, oh, no, I'm not talking about
We,
inland. I'm talking
we
about-
were reducing it because we had a little extra fund balance, but you just ate all the fund balance up by increasing inland parks by $135,000 salary.
But I'm talking about coastal parks.
Coastal Parks is its own operation. I'm not I'm not saying I'm gonna increase the transfer there to the Coastal Parks or any of them right now until I know the numbers. So that's why I'm saying, let me, have some time to put some numbers in. So I'm asking if we can do a recess until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I can come back with some numbers to know where we're at.
That's good enough for me. I don't know. Gotta be here all
Yes.
day.
Pay group 11 through 28. The COLA is built in, just like the original.
Yes.
plan.
Yes.
And so is there a COLA for the rest of the employees? Or that's
No.
the second year, correct?
That's the second year.
I wanted to verify.
That's the second year. It's a switch around, okay? But it takes care of the hardest, it's really lifting up more.
But everybody comes up.
It's a hybrid of our version. We took away the COLA and said, if we do that another year, okay, then this entire group can come up.
Right.
And they're all built in.
Yeah, and we don't always agree on everything, but the one thing this court has always agreed upon is how, we need to lift the bottom up. We haven't always agreed on how, but I think, Judge, this is a good proposal to say, let's put our money where our mouth is, and we've always said we want to put the lower 11 through 28 up. This does it. And
Right.
But you got to sacrifice somewhere, I guess, but I mean, it's not really a sacrifice because you're really helping the people that need the help
Right.
the most.
And like I said,
All
our
at once.
first iteration, and Julie, you can pipe in, but our first iteration was 11 through 21. That was really what we really wanted in the first place. Again, I need Dale to kind of go back home and sort of work on it because I've got to see two things, reserves, and one of the things I told Commissioner Chesney yesterday when I was, again, trying to work through these things, is that Moody's, the rating agency, is coming to see me next week. And Moody's is going to be the rating agency that we look to in order to do a certificate of obligation. You'll notice, I think Tyner left, but I think we're going to post our agenda today. And when you see the agenda, you're going to see that Noe Hinojosa will be back for a presentation. This time, he's going to give you an amount. He's going to show you how we'll pay for it. And I'm going to give you in advance what I think are the top 17 projects that those dollars could be used for. And I didn't say, oh, which ones are for JAG or which ones are for Carolyn. I literally looked at it indiscriminately and said, this is what really has to work. But then I went back and said, does everybody have some major project? And the answer is, lucky for us, yes. So you're gonna get millions of dollars in your precinct, and the only thing I wanna agree on is that the community doesn't benefit when I tell you, here's dollars, go do it. Go figure it out yourself. If you don't use the capital improvement plan to guide you, it doesn't work. So having said that, that agenda item with Noe there is really important. So why is this relevant to today? Well, in order to borrow money, those agencies are going to be looking at us. And I want them to know that there is consensus in this court going forward. There's method to this madness, and the madness is that we need to borrow and that our reserves are good. So
And Judge, I appreciate it.
Does that make
I think-
sense?
I think the proposal you're throwing out is very sound because it potentially, and gotta let Dale run the numbers, it potentially adds to the reserves, and she used the word that I'm not using that one. We added to the reserves, which again, by the way, we did add to the reserves by $2 million last year because of the ability of the Road District 4 to contribute to the cause in a legit way, to the tune of $3 million, actually, and $1 million in the general fund before that. And then we will also, under this proposal, take care of 11 through 28, which I think, again, we all have indicated we want to do, and potentially get to the tax rate that Dale had originally proposed to the court. So I'm happy to, I'll move my meetings to come back for 3 o'clock, because
yeah, I think I have
that's
to move
important
some things
stuff.
too, but I think I can, Carolyn,
What?
we haven't, I'm gonna let you visit, forget the 3 o'clock, but go ahead, I'm sure you have questions.
No, I have a comment. I appreciate the judge and Dale working so hard and spending all this time on it. My concern is this. I believe that our employees are a valuable asset. I do. All employees are. But I'm also concerned about the public. So I want something that's fair to the public where we're not overtaxing them. So that's important to me. And the cushion, and that, I like the word cushion. That is important to me. We have to do that for our citizens. We have to have that just in case we have an emergency. So I'm willing to look at the plans, either one of them, and I kind of like the last one to where we can work it out. Yes, lower the rate. So at least we can tell the taxpayers we did that. So I'm open to whatever. I just wish we would just get one quickly.
No,
We're
and
getting mixed up.
here's the good news, from what's happened from last week, or not last week, gosh, it's crazy, it's the same week, right? I don't remember anymore, but what happened from last public hearing and now, and workshop to this one, is that the proposed rate, the ceiling, is no longer the ceiling. We now have a lower than last year's rate as the ceiling. And now we have another option, which is Dale's original number, okay? So it's getting better because we're now figuring out we can do more with less. And if you really want to know what the legislature wants, and I want them to take notice, I am going to go to Austin and scream from the top of my lungs that we've done something really great, because we need to be rewarded for this, because it is very, very difficult.
My lord, again.
No, I don't hope not, but I think what I'm saying is that we've met the challenge. We've met the challenge,
Good point.
and that's really, really hard to do. And again, I need to remind everybody that because of CAPS next year, we got to start working on new projects, new construction, that's all, we need that to affect us. So, okay, what else, guys? Because I think Dale needs some time, is what I'm hearing. Can I look at the calendar just real fast? Okay, I can do it. John, can you do it? 3 o'clock, Jag, Chesney,
Yes.
Carolyn.
I'll cancel everything I have.
Okay, 3 o'clock, sir.
24/7, baby.
Hold
Can
on.
I ask this one question?
ahead.
So
I'm out of.
every time that
You are.
I've seen a budget that's been approved, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. And so sometimes we vote on things that they're, I want to say minor, but they're a result of our action, right, of our vote. And so we may not realize that until afterwards. So I don't know if we need it now, but if we can clearly explain, because the media is great about finding something, that one thing, and I'm like, well, gosh, I don't think that's what our intent was, but it is a result. So maybe that's too much to ask for now, but if maybe on Monday before we vote, or what, while we're talking about that, then if we can kind of go down everything and say, this is the result, this is what's going to happen. I mean, I know that we have three big keys that we've been talking about today, and I'm glad to hear about the pay grade, the scale, 11 to 28, add to the reserves, tax rate is lower than last year, but what else? I mean, I know that we'll.
Like a synopsis.
Yeah, just something. If
Well,
we
what
can kinda
we'll
get
promise you
our
is,
heads around.
as this last year, we inserted a front page of this book that kind of gave you how to read this.
Okay.
We're going to create the same thing for the proposed.
Same thing.
English, Dale.
Hey, can I ask, and John, that's a great question. John, I'm going to ask you of this because they've got a lot to do. I've tried to keep up with putting the sheets in the book as they've come in, but I got to tell you, I would like to have,
Date 'em.
no, I would like to have this, y'all take our books back or give me a whole new supplement that I can just put in and say, this is the final product. Because honestly, I'm having a hard time keeping up comparing page 1 to page 2 to page 3, and it's nobody's fault. Y'all have really done a great job this year on the budget, but I need a new book. I mean,
To make it easy, just date it.
once we're done with today,
What we can do is, once we get all the final changes done, I can redo this entire book for you.
well, and I don't, you've got enough. Give it to Tyner or give it to,
Doesn't take long. All
My
you do is
assistant, I don't care. I just need a new
print it
book.
and it's done.
right. And it's up to me to go back and make my own comparisons.
You can have mine.
But yeah, I just want the final version before we have to vote on this on Wednesday, and it would be great. I mean, I'd really do a lot of reading on this stuff over the weekend. If there's any way to get this new book so I can go through it over the weekend, I would really appreciate it.
I'm trying to get this done, so we have a meeting at 3 o'clock, so I can get the book down to the print shop this afternoon and have it printed before the end of the day and have your proposed book in your hand before you leave the day.
Thank you.
If not, by PDF.
I'd rather have a book. I'm old school,
Only
so
thing
I need a book.
It takes a while to print 15 copies.
The only thing we all request
Fine,
is
just-
give us something dated, so we know what.
I have to file one with the county clerk.
That's what I say, give it to Tyner, let him do it.
I have to have the county clerk report it
Just
first.
want one. I don't want 50.
Dated and put number 1, number 2, whatever.
Print my own copy.
Changes.
Yeah, but John's right. I just don't want to miss something either. And that having the final version to what we're supposed to look at, and we could still amend on Wednesday. I get that. There may be some things that there's still some line item things that we may want to go through. But a lot of that may be taken care of when we take out the reclassifications, if we do, and move that towards the 11 through 28. So I just, I got to tell you, this has just been, to me, this has been a great budget process. I really think it's, just all of us, all the staff, Tyner, y'all staff, Teresa, everybody, Julie, whoever, Dale, y'all especially, and the whole court. I really enjoyed this debate, other than the, little part of it. But I've really enjoyed the debate because I think, again, I think this is the most fiscally responsible board I've ever been on, any board. And I've been on, I don't even know how many.
Last year, man.
Well, no, yeah, well, and I lost last year, and I still said it was a good board. So take that as a compliment.
It's been a good process for a variety of reasons.
Better this year.
And I think that the presentations visually and the notebooks, all your hard work is really paying off. And we get how hard it is to please each one of us, but when at least we get a consensus on what's important, at least what you can focus on. And it's okay to come back and say, that proposal with all you want, my budget doesn't get you there. Because guess what? There's room in between mine and yours. There's still a middle ground there too, right? And it could be slightly more than your original. Because that's what I came up with. I got stuck on, I can't go lower than the tax rate that was last year. I was stuck on it because I am married to the fact that we have to have these emergency reserves. And so when I was able to do some manipulations of road fund then I started to see that, the effective, it could be, you could go below the tax rate. You could do what in Carolyn's, which she put it eloquently, is we have a responsibility to the taxpayer. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times this last week. Our taxes keep going up. Not at Nueces County, they don't. That's what we're going to be able to say. Not at Nueces County, they don't. And we're still being able to do all of this. That's because that's not easy. That's because there's a will to do it. So come back to us at 3. I'll gavel us out, except for that,
Say one thing.
okay.
I would request, if, county clerk, if you can give the other half of the, that's one she gave us when we asked for people to give us, she cut it back in half. We gave it back.
She did
we
it
gave-
by increasing their salaries of other
Well,
employees.
it'd be just a full-time person instead of a half person at the regular salary.
So I just wanted to, the savings she had last year, she
Right,
gave to her
right.
chief deputy and her election,
Right.
by that increases, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a give back, she
We
gave her
back
salary
to-
somewhere
We
else.
gave back to precinct 4, so let's give back to her too, so, okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'll double put it in.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's election year, so there's really good cause all the way around. Tyner, what's the
And Judge, may I announce to the court and to the public that we reserved the room 106, which is the large room at the Del Mar Center for Economic Development, on Tuesday night, beginning at 6 p.m. The judge plans to do a town hall, and we're going to promote that starting this afternoon. And so I'll announce that again this afternoon
Town hall for,
Budget,
for the budget.
where's that gonna be?
It's going to be in the large room 106 at the Del Mar Center, Tuesday. At the Center for Economic Development, we've reserved the room from 5 to 8 p.m.
Staples.
Yeah, on Customers and Staples. We plan for the judge to begin at 6 p.m. And we're going to call this a county-wide town hall meeting.
Okay, got it, very good.
Hey, and I'm really excited about that, Tyner. Thank you. That's a great event. I'm gonna gavel us, and well, actually, we're gonna do adjournments in memory of, and,
We're just recessing, we're not finalizing the meeting, it's just a recess.
okay, so, all right, so we'll just call it a recess then. Okay, good, because I don't want to forget my adjournment. This one is very important to me on the adjournment in memory of, which is Linda Benavides. So just please, please, please make sure, I want to dedicate the entire day to thinking about her. Okay, so, do we need a motion to recess? Does anybody know? I need a motion to recess and a second. And John, you'll second, right? And all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, pose same sign. Okay, thank you. Someone get my mics off.
Just whatever you
I'm
want.
turning mics on, and it's 3:15. We are now out of recess and into the workshop again. We might be joined here by others shortly, but we're going to get started. And Dale, as they say, we left it in your hands to be able to go back and see what numbers made sense, and what can you report to us now?
Yes, if you look at the information I just provide you, we're gonna go over the last 2 pages, which shows you what we're counting as, still be considered as reclassification, and then still be considered as what we consider new positions or being deletions. So let's go to the reclassification. The first one is still there only because it's a name change only. It does not have any adjustment for money left. All that we're doing is changing 2 mechanics to the auto technicians and road and bridge. We're converting the part-time secretary that the county clerk has asked for back into a full-time position. That's an increase of $17,000. We had this because it's part of our collective bargaining agreement negotiation. We have to transfer our console operators because of the way are to correction officers, and that was just part of the normal process that we did, so that's still included. If we go to the next page, you'll see the list of the new positions and deletions that are still in the proposed information that we have for you. We have, keep the new positions, the only thing we've added is we've added Constable Precinct 2, a deputy constable there at $42,284. The rest remain as we have before. The bottom was just showing those positions that the departments have decided to delete from their operations. So that's the balances we have for that. My staff and I went through each of them, trying to pull in the information that we had to try to negotiate the balances of the living wage from 11th through 17, then 18 through 21, and then 22 to 28. And we've done that on, if you go to the first one, on the very top, and we let's not go to the rate first, let's go to the second page, which is 0901. Unfortunately, they're all gonna be the same number on some of them, but if you look at the bottom, we still proposing a 1% cost living increase. This is for all employees that are not in the living wage increases. And this does not include any of the collective bargaining agreement individuals, or does not include elected officials. And that's $182,267.
22 through 28 was more than you thought. That's what.
Yes. The living wage increase for pay groups 11 through 17 was $1,167,044. The living wage increase for pay groups 18 to 21 was $243,992. And the living wage increase for pay groups 22 to 28 was $890,320. We have the constables and the sheriff's office collective bargaining agreement was $1,049,080. The retirement was an $814,000 505 increase. The correction officers we had, because we opened the annex, is $547,636. And as we said before, the limited new position as well as limited reclassifications and the county court law judges. So the total changes that we have is $6,059,415 that we have to address as the additional expenses.
So we talked at one point about changing that correction officers to 6 for now and waiting and seeing if they were able to actually make it up and fill those.
Well, the way it was done, there was a few, and what the final decision was, we reduced their overtime by $237,000 to cover this.
Stand corrected. You did reduce that.
Yes,
You're
we
right.
did.
You're correct.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to ask a few questions. I'm going to go back to page 1. So the general fund tax rate total,
Now, this is a little bit higher than what I had originally proposed at .3089. I don't have the number offhand.
and it's
less
lower than
the,
mine.
It's less than the adopted rate of .31.
Three.
3130888. And if we use these rates at these amounts, that'll bring right at $6 million. If we do $6 million, and you look at the third page,
John, you feel okay?
Doing good.
if we look at the third page, you'll see that using that scenario, if the estimates hold true, we should bring in about $650,000 additional fund balance resources.
650 additional,
Roughly, yes.
okay.
Now, I did the same scenario with the same calculations on the next page, going back to the rate I had proposed at 3.8987.
I'm sorry, what is the rate
Where is that?
that you just did that one on?
That was the very first one, it's 3.11588.
And is that accurate, Dale, the 4.759%?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
very close, very close. I'm sorry I didn't get the percentage right. That may not be the right percentage, but.
Well, I was
very
just
close.
wondering, I thought the old one was 5.5.
Yes, and this is below your proposed.
Got it. Okay.
And
I'm
so
with you.
what is this rate again that you just said?
This rate is .311588, which is .00125 below the proposed rate of 31308.
Teresa, what was mine this morning? 0.312? And this one's 0.311.
3.1, this is 3.15, 0.315.
.31158.
Okay, 2 1s and then a 5, okay.
That'll bring $6 million if we use this rate going forward. I still want to make sure
It's not quite in the middle of the two, but it's close.
It's close.
Got it.
It's probably, it's closer to,
To yours than mine.
it's closer to yours than mine.
Okay.
It goes down how much from the,
.001250. .001250 from the original proposed rate. That's still a bit higher than the .308987, which is the third page in, and that still brings the $5,115,156. And using the same calculations on the same scenarios, I can bring in $120,000 with that particular rate.
Okay.
Using the same scenario on this with.
Well, this one's lower than the one that I started with late last night, but it's close. And I know that we haven't asked you this, but are the fees that the constable could bring in a part of our budget? Could I look at that as the possible, they're already here? Okay, that's that 197.
I had 175,000.
That's funny. That's what I told Teresa to add.
It's already here.
Okay, darn.
I was gonna ask about the fees too.
Hey,
It's already here.
Okay, and then,
Last year, Dale?
Huh?
What did they bring in last year?
370,000 extra,
370,000?
yeah, extra,
and this is on top of that.
on top of that.
Top of that.
The three was already there.
Okay.
Okay. I was just looking for another 100 somewhere, but I think we might be able to get it. We need to do some reconnaissance, but, two things. One is the district clerk is gonna put a $10 preservation fee in, but we think that might all get sent to co-file, so we may not make any money there.
If you do, that's a special revenue account, it won't be fund balance.
Got it? Okay. Okay,
Now, something that may not be here at the moment, because, we still don't have the number, is if you do that PR bond, that PR fee,
right.
Or
Could
for
that
the
generate
office.
about $100,000?
Probably about that, yes.
Because that was the magic number
That's
for
not
me.
it. That's not in the numbers yet.
Right.
We weren't sure how that was gonna be.
No, I understand.
But that was the purpose, we kept the two temporary employees there.
So I would be willing to go lower on mine if we could get that extra 100 in, because then I would meet my threshold of 750 instead of 650. And I do want you to know, not because I solicited it, but because he called, because he's on the agenda and he wanted to double check. Noe Hinojosa will be here next Tuesday, and the rating agents are coming, and he did reiterate to me how important it was to make sure that fund balance is as healthy as possible. And so that, if we got that extra 100 in, from Mary Lee's probation, not probation, PR, personal recognizance bond fee, that would get me back to 750. Let me catch these guys up just real quick, like, what you have in front of you is another proposal for us to consider, and it's lower than the one that I proposed today, which was still, so it's, remember the original ceiling is 0.313, and then I proposed this morning 312, and this one's 311. And with that, we can still get a very good fund balance of about anywhere from 650 to 750 if we add that other fee. And it does a lot of good things, but I think we're all still digesting it. We're just looking at it right now, and that's the only thing you've really missed, except for that Dale did go over the second page. Also, you'll remember that the last year's tax rate represented 6.29% over the effective, and this one represents 4.759 if the number is accurate, 4.759. And so this is really almost not quite halfway in between the two, in between Dale's and in between mine, and the numbers work there. And this is still running 95%.
Yes.
You want to just, everyone kind of take a look at it so you can ask questions?
I'm good. I just need to go home and digest it now. Not home, but,
Right. What about, can I ask again about the reclassifications? Because we still have a good amount there. Is that just two people, or?
We have to, because when we did our negotiation for the collective bargaining agreement, they
Oh.
brought up the idea of because the.
I'm sorry, that's right, I
operators
remember.
Are required to be TCO certified, so the sheriff's office is making them correction officers, so we have to convert them to
Right.
correction officers.
No, I totally remember that.
I have here that I went back and worked out something too, and that's what I was gonna do. And, if we're doing the 11 to 28, right?
Yes.
And those already built, they're built in there, right? I mean, those, and this is what you're showing here is what the total for each one, 1117, 1167, and then in 18 to 21 is the 243, and the 22 to 28 is 890, is what it is?
Correct.
And, which is good, I like that, but we're doing everybody, why don't we just do everybody? To me, I got a question on the 29 and above.
Well, we're out of money now.
We have a total of one.
No, well, I'm just asking because, if we had a reclassification of 277,000, and then and you do a 2.5 COLA on that, on those, 29 above, you only come up with 191,000. I mean, are you using the COLA already in somewhere else, or I'm just saying that, because if you use 2.5 is 191,000, if you use 3.5 is 268,000, and this is still under the classification of 277,000. And this kind of will bring us closer to their classification of pay, and next year, when we look at the assessment and our job, for job positions and what is really what they should be making. I'm just saying, if that's gonna bring us, do everything at one time, might as well do it and have to come back next year.
We can't do everything at one time. We got a lot this time. I think we should be proud of what we got. We can't do everything at one time.
Nobody said I wasn't proud. It's just a
Can't.
question that I have. Everybody has questions, and then you ask yours, I ask mine. So I'm just trying to say, I'm asking, what would it take? I'm just saying, you might not want to do everything. I want to do everything if I can, that's something we have to come up with at the end. So, I'm just saying what I would like to see if we're gonna do this,
On the screen, I've got the schedule I use for converting for the COLA. If I do a 2% COLA, it's $290,000 on top of the 182, so it's an additional $100,000.
I'm sorry, Gay, I'm sorry.
Say that slower for him.
If
Right.
we do it
I
from a
wanna
1%
write
to
it
a
down.
2% COLA, it goes from $180,000 to $290,000, so it's $100,000 more expense.
If you do 2.5,
Two.
I'm doing two.
and how much of what didn't do it?
That would be, what did you say, 292?
290,000. It's on
290. 290 for two.
the screen.
Oh, it's on the screen. So,
I want to ask why we even doing the 1%, because, our goal was to try to fix the bottom. We've fixed the bottom, and we keep asking for more and more and more and more. I don't know why we have the 1% COLA even in there. We're trying to fix the bottom. We fixed the bottom with this, and so now we've added in a COLA, and now he wants to potentially add in
I think
more.
it's, I think it's just to put options out there, but look, we've stretched the number. Period. We've stretched the number. That 750 really needs to get fuller. We can't shrink that 750 anymore, according to Noe. And I think he's a good person to listen to there. If we, I really thought the COLA was gonna be half that amount, so that might be my fault, because we sort of saw that as a $75,000 increase, but something happened, and that's what happens sometimes. Anyone know what happened, or we must have calculated wrong back on my side? On the COLA, remember we looked at it, and we thought it was gonna be 75,000? We must have miscalculated that one. Well, at any rate, that's there. Remember, today is not the day to figure out what each item is. It's really to workshop on the tax rate so we can feel good about the tax rate. And then we can still add or remove things as we see fit. But the idea is, if you put all this in, could that tax rate support it? If you didn't have the COLA, you're right, we would still have done an amazing job from 11 to 28. And that extra, here it comes, could be a good cushion for us for something that's completely unexpected. Or the truth is, I want to put as much money as I can in our contingency fund, given the, given the litigations that, that we have. In other words, it can be on hold. Now, let's just ask one quick question about those employees.
750, where am I missing the 750?
Oh, he told us that earlier. Is it on here? The 650? I think he just verbally said it. Did you just verbally say the 650 for reserves, Dale?
So if you go to the
Page.
sheet we have here, the third page,
Third page, okay,
see $650,000.
third page. And the reason I said 750, Commissioner, is because
This does not
of the
include
PR bond fee, that we're allowed to take now, and court administrator wants to do that.
And what if we don't make that kind of money?
What?
And what if we don't make that kind of money?
The 100,000? Well,
Based on everything we've brought that I've heard from Mary Lee on the number of cases we have, it shouldn't be very hard to get anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000.
so that's why she got those full-time people. Remember, we moved them from part-time to full-time, is they're gonna go out, collect it. But here's the thing, the jail risk assessment program defers everybody to them. So there's a built-in pipeline of people to get that money.
I hate to count on something we don't have, but
Well, you're right, so it's 650. So if you wanted to make sure you got that 750, then you'd take out the COLA.
And Judge, I know we have more time to work this out
We do.
on, next week, but I know we can't really vote here, but I mean, does that make a difference? Is that 1%, even though I think, we worked it, it was brought down and still given, honoring a cost of living expense because, everyone is impacted by that, but does that make it more palatable for everyone else? I mean, do they feel that they can?
If we take it out, does it make it more
Yeah,
palatable?
well, does 1%, or, I mean, if we keep 1%, is it a deal breaker? I mean, because, for the commissioners, I mean, if the 1% stays there, is this a deal
reach
breaker to
consensus,
reach
you mean?
consensus? To give us a chance to try to get closer to that number that I know that you all want to
Commissioners?
live with. And I want to live with too, but
Well,
if
how
not,
about you?
then-
Is it a deal breaker for you?
When we walked out of here, John, earlier today, that COLA was not in the deal. And once again, something has gotten thrown in.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I'm answering John's question, Commissioner. Well, I'm answering John's question. When we walked out of here today, we gave Dale an assignment, and then somehow another COLA got thrown back in that wasn't what we had talked about today. And it just seems like every time we leave one meeting, we come back in, something has gotten thrown back in that wasn't discussed by the entire court. So the answer is, I don't think that's right. I think we came back and we tried to come up with a plan that would fix 11 through 28. We did that, and then something else got thrown in. That's not something, and I would rather put it in the reserves. And I would rather reduce the rate a little bit more, but it's like every time we leave, we come back and something's gotten thrown in by, I guess, one commissioner or something, I don't know how. And so I'm to a point of frustration, to answer your question, and I don't want to equivocally say one way or the other, but
Well,
we've all stretched to the nth degree, and every time we stretch, someone pulls for more. I mean, it's like,
well, I think the
it's
COLA
late on Friday, and I just want to,
Yeah,
I'm
I
ready
think
to
the
go.
COLA for me is, if you're asking, John, if I believe, I would love to reach a consensus, okay? Because that means we'll go through an entire fiscal year with nobody saying, hey, I didn't vote for that in the budget, right? And the reason that's important is because when you're writing a tight budget, you got to be willing to work with the people to the left and to the right. What I like about the budget that I see here is that it's lower than even I was willing to go, but it gives us everything we need. And I can live without the COLA, but I would have to have everything else in there, because that's what I was fighting for,
And that's what I want to hear. That's, I
And-
mean, because I
and-
feel like you.
okay? And the only reason I think it's good to have it in there, Brent, is because you gotta examine it. It's not a bad thing to look at, particularly for people who I know really want to be there. And I'm still on a 3-year plan, because there's no way we can get to really figuring out how department heads and professionals get compensated adequately unless we do it over 3 years. And so this COLA might be a good glimpse into next year, how it would be to raise people's living that we said we would tackle in year 3. Maybe next year in year 2, you can give them a 2% COLA at $290,000. And that is a really strong, good promise for next year that we could actually afford. That to me is an interesting way to look at it. So I don't want you to be frustrated, because it actually helps me think about next year a little bit. And I'd rather see that dollar go into reserves, because the reserves are really critical for Moody's next week. I don't think I can emphasize how much Noe, said. He wishes we could stay at our tax rate, okay? Because that's how financial advisors, they're running conservative for next year. So when I told him I would be willing to go down to 312, a little lower, he said, well, okay, we can live with that. If I call him back and say I'm willing to go to 311, I'm sure he can live with it too, because he'll live with whatever we give him. But I think that's me stretching me enough. But I think that it's a happy medium in between. Dale's rate won't get us to what we need to do.
Well,
Even if you take the COLA out, it won't work.
Well, maybe we're gonna do what Hinojosa says, if they're advising us,
Well, that would be take the COLA out and take it to reserves, and then wait to do it next year on the second
what
year
I'd like
plan.
to do.
And if it goes to
Well-
reserves, it's 834 gonna go to your fund balance, plus the 100K if we get the PR bond money.
Right.
You're at 900K for your fund balance.
And Julie, can I ask you real quick? So you may have mentioned, or we may have talked about this morning. So what does a pay grade 29 look like? What position or title, type of work can you describe to me? Because that's also what I kind of want to wrap my head around as far as who's getting some sort of living wage now, and are those that potentially could get a COLA? What are, who are they? What do they look like?
Those will be some of our attorneys, as well as probably supervisors and assistant directors that start at that 29 and up, including all your department heads, and of course, all your prosecuting attorneys in the DA's office, and then the county attorney's office as well.
And that, so that you would say would be 29 and
Yes, sir.
higher?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All your department heads, the engineers, that's who's in that last pay group, that last group of employees that we're talking about.
And 1% for, say, baseline of 55,000, what kind of increase are we looking at, Dale?
Pardon?
1% cost of living for, say, a $55,000 pay grade?
5,000 pay grade at 1% is $5,000 for the year.
500.
500, yeah, 500, sorry. 500 for the year.
For the year.
But that's not what well,
And
never mind.
just so you're asking, right now, with what I show, there's only 7 people in pay group 29.
Yeah, that's why I think, and I don't know, I kind of just sampled a few people. I certainly didn't take any formal survey, but I definitely talked to people who are in that category, and I asked them, what would you think if we did this, overtime plan? And they said, we would wait. In other words, we know that you're doing as much as you can do this year, and we believe that you would honor what you say, in year 2 or year 3 to the best of the court's ability, knowing that there's never any guarantees, right? Or any promises.
don't promise.
No, I mean, there's never a guarantee or a promise. They understand that, but there has to be a plan, right?
There has to be a plan.
And,
However, if you offer the COLA this year, it does close the margin as
for next year.
for the next year.
That's right. It's all one half dozen, as they say, of another.
Right.
But the good news is that if it stays in reserves, technically it's there as in a savings account, if you will. I always tell people, think of your reserves as an insurance policy for the taxpayer. And it's very little to pay when you're talking about 0.01 on your tax rate to have $1 million insurance policy. Well, not quite, 850 now.
So at the end of the day, Dale, what's the reserves gonna look like?
Depends on what we do. Right now, I've got it at 650,000 with the summary we have in front of you. If we
think that you're-
if we remove the COLA and we add the other costs, I can't tell you that right now.
I mean, it's gonna be at 23, 25, 24?
Right here,
Right now, it's 22.
page 3.
At the top, right?
Our target's 25.
Just gave it to us. No, the new one, Judge.
Oh.
Yep. We just.
Oh.
Page right here. 1920.
Okay. Thanks.
And
Be at 20.
if you believe that a good deal is one that nobody ever gets exactly what they want, this is probably what they call a good deal. Because the truth is, I was looking for that amount which would maximize our ability to handle next year and also take care of the pay groups that we mentioned this morning. And I get the reserves that I think are really needed. But the tax rate being considerably lower than last year's tax rate is a win for a conservative county. I mean, I just don't know how anybody looks at that and doesn't say, how in the heck did you do that? I mean, they're gonna think we're, wizards, because that is a really tough thing to do, and we just did it. And we did it while making, and I'm gonna tell you something, it got done for a variety of reasons. It's not magic. We asked the hospital district to absorb a tremendous amount of costs, And they did it, and they were able to do it while still gaining $500,000. And we also did it by cutting things in the budget. And we also were able to do some consolidations, places like GIS, CAD, road, people, positions that really weren't filled. That's just a big, there was a lot of appropriate budget cutting as well, or maybe consolidation. And then there's also the impact of revenues, fees on revenues and other types of revenues that are really going to make, I think, a difference. For example, we can't count on it, but my hope is eCivis helps make another 6 figures, There's a lot of areas there that can make our fund balance even stronger, but this is the conservative number that we need to look for. How do you feel about it, Carolyn?
I'm good. I like the idea of making sure we have good reserve. I just think we've got so many things that we need to do, and that to me is attractive. And I think y'all have done a great job, and I think we are going down, so I'm with you on that.
So you would be in favor then of taking out and then putting those dollars towards the reserves?
Yes.
And Commissioner Gonzalez, what do you think?
No, I don't really agree with that, but.
Okay. And Commissioner Chesney, are you digesting, or you want to think about it, or? I think I know where you are about the COLA. I don't really have to ask there, but would you be
I would be
in
definitely.
favor of putting those to reserves?
Yes. I would think that would be a very financially prudent thing to do, considering how many people we've taken care of in this budget.
And then no one's making guarantees here, but next year, would you feel, if everything goes well, that we could address kind of a phase 2?
I think we're going to have way more room next year. Because of the things that
Because
are
of
going to
what
come
we're
out of
doing
this
this year.
budget. Yeah, we're
Because
front-loading. We are front-loading the heck out of this budget. We are taking care of 17 pay groups in one budget, 18 pay groups in one budget, plus law enforcement, plus new positions, plus limited reclassifications. We're not going to have to do all that this year. We have sucked it up and done a ton this year, and we've got to build these reserves up, and we've got to get these reserves up.
How much is gonna go in the reserve, Dale? How much are we talking about?
650 plus that.
We gotta build it up, so how much are we talking about?
Well, like I said, if we take out the cost of living increase, and that's $140,000, so you go to $780,000 in excess of that, so you get close to 23 million, but our target's 25.
So that's not very much.
Well, 850, but I think
Almighty.
I think 23 million would be our, that chart that we had? 23 million would be, in other words,
But here's what happened too, Judge. You got to realize our revenues went up,
right,
and so the target goes up.
target goes up,
So
that's what I'm
we've
saying.
done, that's a phenomenal
No, I
amount to
agree.
add in a budget, but the problem is the spread is different because our revenues went up.
Agreed,
And so if our revenues had stayed the same, we'd be at our target budget.
you're right.
That's what everybody has got to look at too.
Well, look,
To put almost $800,000 in the reserve in 1 year, holy crud.
yeah, we need to trend up, and this will be a strong showing on Tuesday. If we can go into Moody's on Tuesday and say, it seems to be the will of the court, because of course we haven't voted yet, but it seems to be the will of the court to do this, and we're gonna get 750 to 850,000 in reserves this year. They should take our negative outlook and make it stable or positive. That's really what our goal is. We've got to get that word negative out of that rating agency document. It's absolutely critical, particularly if we go into a CO, because it'll affect our interest rate. So,
If we were to stay, I got one more question, we would stay the same, Dale? Not lower it? Or say we go up 1 cent, how much would that put in the reserve?
Well, like I said, we go up 1 cent, and only put 120,000, plus 100, so it'll be 200,000 if we go 1 cent above the effective rate.
I'm sorry,
If we go 1 cent above the effective rate, it'll put about $200,000 in reserves.
200,000?
That's it.
But versus 800,000?
Well, 800,000 is higher than 1 cent above the effective rate.
So, and if you go a penny, 1 cent over,
1 cent over what?
the effective,
I did that.
you did, how much is it? I'm sorry, I didn't-
200.
200,000.
why is it lower?
Because the rate we're talking about now is higher than 1 cent above the effective rate.
See, the effective rate, okay, because, see, the effective rate is way low. It's at
0.29.
0.29 cents. Our rate from last year was 31 cents. So this gap in here is where we've kind of been, we know that we need to go 5% higher than that effective. And that's what this number that Dell's presented to us is. His original one was 5.5. This one's 4.29. Is that right? No, I'm so sorry, Dale.
3.5.
3.5. 5.5 was the revenue. I'm sorry.
4.5.
3.5, and this one's 4.2. So, in other words, let's pretend we're in let's pretend it's next year. We would not be able to do this budget because it would bust the cap, because the cap is at 4%. I'm 3.5 and this is over 4, okay? So you can feel good about this particular percentage over the effective because it's maximizing dollars but staying under your tax rate that you set last year. And that's why he says a penny more gives you 200,000. This is over the effective rate, 2 pennies more. Because it's 29 cents is the effective, and we're talking about 31 cents.
2 pennies more give you what?
Gives us the 750. That's what we're that's what I'm asking. That's what we just asked him, and he said 750. The reason I'm having fun with 850 is because I'm counting on some of these other things to come through. But if you really wanted to be conservative, you could use 750. That's a conservative number,
That's what-
without these fees
That's what
coming
go
in.
into the reserve.
Yes.
And that's what will go into the reserve. So really, we are going 2 pennies over the effective, but way under the tax rate we set for last year. I think people will be very surprised.
But it's very close.
It's very close.
I have a question. The continuance step, it's not on here?
What?
The continuance for the 273 employees, I don't see it in this number, these numbers.
I know, well, it totals here, but it's got.
You didn't list it,
somewhere
but
else.
it's in there.
It's there.
Well, I think we need to list it.
Okay.
List it.
I'm sorry, but I think we need to list it.
Yeah, I think he just forgot it.
Well, I don't make sure it's in there or not, but we need to list it.
And while we're,
It was 300, right? 373?
200,
273.
270 something.
Okay, thank you. And what, John, what were you going to say?
I just want to make sure that I say it now so that we don't get it lost later on next week, but, you know, it's been kind of the tradition of the court. I want to make sure today that our salaries, or at least my salary, is not going to increase next year. I want to make sure that we're not giving ourselves any pay increase, that we're not asking for anything, and that's not worked in somehow because if we support a cost of living wage or not. I want to make sure that that's,
Elected officials.
That's correct, right, Dale?
The elected official did not increase.
just to make sure. Thank you.
Now, last year y'all did sign something that y'all gave back some money, so if you still want to do that, you can, but I have to budget at the full amount.
You have to budget it at the full amount, yeah.
Budget at the full amount.
None of the
As
elected.
long as
I don't
we
think we
take a
need
raise,
to, I
we'll
wouldn't
take a
want to,
raise.
yeah. I wouldn't want it to be worked into the budget, Judge.
All we do is a reduction of supplemental pay, but I'm required by law to put it as full amount because that's what the requirements are. But last year, y'all provided us a letter saying this is how much to reduce from your salary, and we do that.
This year,
So we need to
And
do,
we'll still need that letter if you want to do that again.
11 through 28.
We'll need that letter every year for that.
okay, we'll do
That's how I feel. I mean, I don't know what,
We gave it,
yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, Dale.
We'll work out the numbers, we'll get you a letter for you to sign.
But we have to actually do a letter.
but we gave it
Okay.
to every employee
Brent?
as an elected official.
Brent, you're with us, no raise.
Right, oh, yeah.
Right, right.
No, right.
We're good.
A lot of money.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, we can't do yours. We can only do ours.
You can send me a letter.
You can send a letter. You have to do it
So
yourself. We
which
can
one,
only,
hey, Dale, which one are we, I'm, just so I'm gonna be, which one, 750,000, which one are we talking about? Or is it here?
First one, but 750 is because we're adding another $100,000 for the bonds. Because the 650 is what, without the bonds, and so that'd be $750,000.
Okay,
Is
but which
this
one are you
Is
talking
it
about?
this one that you're looking at? No, I'm gonna give you this one. Does
Is
he
this one
have
here?
one, a fresh one?
I should have, there was one on his desk, yes.
Yeah, right here, probably.
No,
I don't think we ought to do that, but assuming that's
I don't know, because I don't know what you walked in with.
across the board.
This one right here?
give you mine, and then I'll get another one.
This one.
Thank you, Ade.
Proposed.
Because I had it marked on that one.
I don't think there's any reason to, but we still can.
Yeah, Commissioner, you're still entitled to the old 2%.
I didn't have that.
We had an argument with the county attorney about this. So you've got to decline the old 2% on an annual basis.
Yes.
This year, my bad, I wasn't listening.
We need a sign letter from everyone on what value.
Because he doesn't have the power to do that without.
I got you, yeah. I didn't know you meant.
So,
We did a letter last year.
Pardon?
We did a letter last year.
hey,
I need one every year.
Actually, we-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Actually, I think we voted on it last year.
Yeah,
Voted.
voted on last year, but I would still
We'll do that
require a letter from all the elected officials that desire not to receive the full amount as required by budget. But I have to budget the full amount,
yeah,
but there was no increase on it.
well, look, I mean, just to kind of recap in case everybody wants to go home here, is what you really have before you is is an opportunity to set a tax rate that's lower than the ceiling that we have, which is the 0.313, and it still allows us to do the important transfers to the funds that need transfers, take care of the employees, but still be mindful of the balances and all of our budget challenges. Except for, of course, the COLA. I mean, I can live with this budget. It is not the one that I thought that I would put forth last night
Why are we taking off the COLA, the 1%?
to add to the general fund. In other words, that's how you get to the 850. That's the recommendation.
I mean, I would like to leave the COLA there, but
Well, the COLA would just be for the people not in 11 to 28, because they already got a built-in COLA.
everybody gets something.
It would just be for the attorneys and the professionals that, and there, I think under the plan that we originally had, the idea was that they would get it year 3, or year 2 if we were fortunate enough. It appears now year 2.
They stay long enough.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think, that's what we're here to really, workshop about. It's, to me, that 182,000, I just feel like the general fund needs that. I feel like the fund reserves have to have that extra
And I agree with
piece
you,
of it.
but, that's why we have to increase it, we have to increase it. This is the year we gotta do what we're gonna do.
Well, and the one thing is that, if we take care of everybody, then there's no need to take care of anybody in future years, right? But the thing is that what they're looking for is not a COLA. They're looking for a real compensation study and a real equity, and that's gonna take some study. And you can COLA your way, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but I think that they're okay with understanding that there's a plan afoot, and that if we're helping so many people, probably over 400 people, Julie. 500 and some, okay. Okay, I mean, you're really affecting almost half our workforce in 1 year. I think the rest of the workforce is okay. Well, I don't know if they're okay. I mean, we all want to be taken care of now, but I think it's a solid plan to say half now, half later, if that brings consensus, right? I mean, I'd love to do it too. There's no doubt in my mind I'd love to do it. But if it brings consensus, it may not, but if it does, then that's a good thing to go for. And of course, we've discussed, we're collecting data right now about a student loan program, which is what that group from 28 on really wants. That could be beneficial to them way over a COLA, to the extent they have it. Because it would bring a supplemental, piece of their income.
It's only taking care of a very small group.
Well, we don't know. That's why I asked Julie to go ahead and present, to get that information collected now, and that's something we could institute at the beginning of the year. And of course, it would be tied to service, right? It wouldn't just be, it's not a freebie, it's tied to service.
Dale, can I have, but can we include the continuous pay separate?
Yeah, I'll give it to you on Monday.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Okay, so we're gonna regroup again and see how we can,
I
How we
just
can-
need to know direction on what to do, because I gotta come in this weekend to put everything together to be able to publish a book by Monday.
okay. Well,
They gotta have it filed by Tuesday, so y'all
Right.
vote on it Wednesday.
I mean, I've made my
We can't vote on
peace.
anything today anyway.
Pardon?
We can't vote on anything today.
On Wednesday, I'm saying. I just need direction.
Well, let me just say this. I feel like what I've heard is Commissioner Vaughn, Commissioner Modis, and myself feel like this tax rate is good. Brent, it is not what you wanted, but it wasn't what I wanted either. How do you feel if he at least gets guidance on this tax rate? And then I'm gonna ask you the same question, Joe. Because that's really what he's asking us right now. I think that's what he's saying. I need to do something, and he's looking to have some, unless you want to call him in 30 minutes or something.
I would give strong consideration to it if the COLA went into reserves.
Okay, that's good guidance. Joe, can you also give some guidance, and then we can adjourn?
I would consider it, but I'd like to have the colon on there. But I would consider, I would consider anything, really, that,
Well, of course, yeah.
I mean,
I appreciate that, because that's,
doing an assessment 2 years from now is not like getting a little bit something, because, I just feel like we need, I know people don't feel like that, but I feel like take everybody we can this year, because for this year is gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. And we're gonna put 750 in the reserve versus 850. I don't know. We're still not gonna be where we need to be in the reserves anyway. I don't think, right?
no, we're not going to be where we need to be, but what Moody's cares about is that we're trending in the right direction. That's what Noe said, word for word. And so if I can offer 850 versus 650, they're going to like that, because it's a strong amount. It's a good, solid, strong amount of money. Plus, there's just a lot of other good things that we're doing here in the county that they're going to be pleased with, mainly our growth. Our growth, our 8% number is going to really impress them. But I think, is that the guidance that, can you,
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna,
I mean, you have an
directly use
overwhelming,
the last one we talked about was this rate of .311588. I'm gonna assume that now.
What is
It doesn't mean that
3-1?
that's what we have to vote for.
yeah.
5.8.
That's what I have.
Don't mean
All
we
right.
have to vote for that. But
Can you-
that's what
you
I'm
got it
gonna
written
put in
down?
as the rate is in the budget for rate consideration.
Okay,
I'm gonna put the salaries that we have in there that has the continuance, has the reclassification we talked about, has the wage increases as well as, but it will not include a cost of living.
okay. Sounds good. Hey, I have one more thing, and I don't remember this. I don't want to stir up a big hornet's nest, but remember that there was the $50,000 for each of us for capital projects? It has been removed?
We already, yeah.
Okay, just double checking. I didn't know it was in there. Okay,
The 70's in, the 50's out.
got it.
But then we're talking
Just
about-
double checking. Yeah, just because I don't, got it. Just double checking. Okay. All right. Guys, last call, questions. Okay, let's, have it here a motion. Tyner, I'm sorry, did you have something?
Again, I wanted to remind everybody that we're about to get notice out of your countywide town hall meeting
Thank you.
on the budget and tax rate. It's going to hit everybody in about 15 minutes, the flyer. It's going to be Tuesday, August 22nd at 3209 South Staples.
29.
29.
27th, Tuesday before the 28th. I'm sorry.
Got it.
August 27th, sorry. It's going to be at the Del Mar Center for Economic Development. It's from 6 to 7 p.m., and the judge will be hosting it.
We know
Okay.
what you meant.
All right, wonderful. Okay, with that, can I have a motion to adjourn this budget workshop?
For budget,
Yes, it's on the budget and tax rate,
What?
2019, 2020.
I do, thank you. Thank you. We need to do in memory of. Sorry. Someone has a really important one, a county official who served Nueces County for so many years, Mr. Ronnie Polston, Constable Polston. Do you happen to have it, anybody? Oh, you gave it to me? Right here in front of me? So, Ronnie Polston passed away on Wednesday in San Antonio, and he was the constable for Precinct 2. That's Mitchell Clark's precinct now in Flower Bluff. When you walk in there, of course, you see his picture because it's right named after him. And he served us for so many years, 81 to 2000. And as I said, the county building bears his name. A wall of honor was dedicated to all those elected to the office since the precinct's inception in 1953. Polston was one of the people that actually was able to attend. He actually, it says here that he he was elected in 1980 when he defeated, I think it's Jerry Boucher in the general election. Boucher eventually became his chief deputy, and they wound up working together for many, many years, and then he succeeded Ronnie. He also is a Vietnam War veteran, and that's obviously very important. And he was also stationed at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi in 1962. So that's kind of interesting that he got his wings here. He finished his career in 1976. That was his official retirement. He then went on to work for the county sheriff's department, working his way up from jailer to dispatcher to patrol and finally to the head of the criminal investigation department. He became a sergeant in charge of the civil section, and then he decided to run for constable. During his tenure as constable, he made community outreach a key part of his law enforcement strategy, and I think we carried that tradition on very well today. His deputies often patrolled school crossings and dressing up for costume, and he used to tell people, the kids and the parents love it. We love going to the schools and talking to the kids. I'd show them things, give them books and stickers, and I'd teach them what a constable does. He was grateful to provide public service to his home and area over so many years of service. When they honored him, he said, I never expected the building to be named for me, but I'm very honored. I love the bluff and the job. I thank them for all those wonderful years. It was the highlight of my life.
He was very proud of that. I was there at the ceremony. He was really.
Yeah, I just, he kind of made that term officer friendly, like really very applicable. He was just one of those people, and everybody knew him and loved him. And it's very sad to lose someone like that, but it makes me feel good that Mitchell Clark kind of remembers him and carries on his legacy and tradition. And so that is one of our adjournments. And then I'm going to repeat this one, both of them again quickly at our next meeting, because I'm not going to be able to say this one. In fact, somebody else has to read this one for me.
Community activist and member of a multi-nonprofit in town passes away. Linda Benavides died Wednesday morning after recovering from open heart surgery. Linda was involved in numerous organizations in South Texas, including the YWCA, the Westside Business Association, and the Chamber of Champions, to name a few. Family says she died 2 weeks after having open heart surgery. She was recovering and set to be released from the hospital Tuesday, but doctors made her stay through Wednesday. That morning, she suffered complications and passed away. Her prayers and condolences to the families, and she will always be remembered as.
She was so, every time I talked to her, she was so proud. Her son was a neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. But everybody has somebody in their life. I actually have 3 people. One I brought with me from the Port of Corpus Christi. Her name is Maggie Turner. The one I left at the Port of Corpus Christi, her name is Rosie Colleen. And the third one for me was Linda Benavides. And if there were anybody who just, I could do no wrong in their eyes. And she was in my corner so often, I can't even express to you. And about 2 weeks ago, she nominated me for this big award, and I just didn't want to do it. And she just grabbed my hands and just begged me to let her honor me. And I just cannot believe that somebody who is that good is gone. And as I said, she was super active everywhere, but mainly at the Westside Business Association and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the United Chamber of Commerce. And she was just an unbelievable advocate for women And as I said, I just,
Some man.
and men too, but she just, Hispanic Women's Network, she's the former president, she's an La Estrella Award winner. She's,
That
I
she
just-
just did
she's gonna be
everything.
gone.
I mean,
She
she was
just
one of
did
those people.
everything.
Yeah,
Outstanding
she was just
Islander.
one of those people that reached out
Yeah.
and touched everyone and really didn't play politics.
No.
Didn't care what your party was and didn't care, just was all about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
For anybody and everybody, and such a huge loss for this community in so many ways.
really
And
is.
I just, what a shocking result. And you know, our condolences to her family, and
Yes.
I want to add mine to Ronnie Polston's as well. He was such a good man, and those are two very, very strong community advocates that we've lost for our community, and I'm
It's
very
just,
sorry
it's
for
a
those
great
losses.
loss, but anyway, I'll think of her every time something good happens in our community, because she touched everybody, and like I said, when we have a full audience, I know there's no one here, but we love you, Linda, and, you'll just stay with us forever, so, anyway, with that, is there any other adjournments in memory of? And all those, how about a motion to adjourn? All right, that's it, we're out of here at 4:10 PM.